Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, that's Lucy, and that's Bagel.
Bagel, come on up here.
Welcome to Moby Pod that we're doing live, which is cool. And we're also, what's wrong?
I had notes. You want to talk for a minute while I go get my notes? I
have
thought they were in my
notes?
pocket. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll talk for a while, I guess. So we're celebrating the release of Resound NYC. So we're going to be doing a lot of very different things that will surprise you, like such as talk. You're not surprised by that. But also, when you least expect it, Moby's going to sing a song. And this is Maya. As you can tell, she is going to play the cello for us today. So yeah, we also have some really potentially unsettling clips to play for you. So gird your loins for that.
So
you found
I know,
your notes.
Yeah, I know we have a run of shows that you've put together.
Well, yeah.
Can I ruin it already?
Moby!
Because there's one thing, there's one sort of bit that you wanted to do that
I wanted to...
Yeah, about the finish the lyric one.
Oh, yeah, no. I do want to do that.
So could we just do that now?
Because you're excited about it?
Yeah, I came up with, so it's this thing that Lindsay and I do where, because I don't know anything about contemporary music, and Lindsay is a young person and I'm very old.
I'm not that young.
So anything sort of made before, you were born in what, like 1990 something?
1985.
1985. So anything before that, there's a good chance you wouldn't know very well.
There's a chance.
So, so we play this game. It's called Finish the Lyric, where Lindsay takes some contemporary pop song that clearly I've never heard before, and she will say the first line of the song and ask me to finish it. And then in turn, I will pick a song that perhaps I grew up with and have a lyric and ask you to finish it.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
Well, I feel like I don't want you to have to wait any longer, so you can go first.
Okay, so Lindsay, finish this lyric.
Okay.
It's, by the way, and it's very germane because the person who wrote it died recently. It was a massive hit song, like unbelievably huge hit song. And it's also an especially strange hit song because it had no drums and no chorus. So here's the opening, and I want you to finish it. Ready?
Okay.
The legend lives on, from the Chippewa on down, of the big lake they call Gitche Gumee.
What do I have?
Why don't you just go with what do you think?
I just say what the next word is?
Just no. Like what do you want the next line to be, and then I'll tell you what it is.
I'm sorry, could you say the last bit of it one more time, please?
The legend lives on from the. First of all, this is as far as pop music lyrics. Imagine who's a pop singer now. Imagine Harry Styles having a song that goes, "The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitche Gumee."
And then probably the next lyric would be like, "I'm in my boat, and look at me, I'm in a boat."
So then it goes, and it goes to Lake Erie, it said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy.
I was going to guess that.
So, and it was Gordon Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This song terrified me when I was growing up because that's scary. It's about a bunch of guys on an iron ore boat that gets swamped by a storm and they die. And the song is like what they say to each other as they're dying. It's super scary, weird.
That's very scary.
Yeah, and there's no chorus. And I remember being like 7 years old, listening to AM radio with my grandmother, and I was like, what is this wonderful, terrifying story that's being told? Like that line, Lake Erie, it said, never gives up her dead. That's
Ew.
a pop song. Okay. That's all I got.
I liked it. It was really, that was really good.
It's all downhill from here.
I failed miserably. Okay, so here's mine. But so the way that
what was your? I got a boat, so I'm on a boat.
So like you're setting the scene like the guy's on a boat and the guy's like, I'm on a boat. It wasn't a good guess.
That's okay. It's early on. We just got here. You're a little nervous.
It's warming up. We're
Yeah.
warming up. Okay, so mine is like, the way I set it up is I put blanks in the middle of the sentence.
Okay.
Okay? So the lyric is, and you guys will probably know it, so don't say it. Okay, the lyric is, I just killed my blank, not the best idea. His blank is next. I just killed my
mortgage agent.
Okay, that's a good guess. I just killed my mortgage agent.
This is like Mad Libs.
Not the best idea. His blank is next.
Oh, his branch manager.
It's not right, but I like it.
Okay. What's the
It's
actual
I
lyric?
just killed my ex. Not the best idea. His new girlfriend's next.
Wow, inspired.
It's from like the most popular song. It's from Kill Bill by SZA.
Okay.
You know SZA?
I've seen pictures.
She's great. I'm a very, very big fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There are seats. If people are coming in, feel free to come in and sit down.
yeah, there's seats right here.
Yeah.
Move those signs. Okay, well that was fun. So
It's all
next-
downhill from here, isn't it?
No, yeah, it's gonna get worse. Okay, so Moby. Okay, Moby. One time, do you remember when you wrote this one song, and it's really sad. It's called Porcelain.
Sure.
So are you okay? And what was happening when you wrote this song?
Okay, so porcelain bagel.
Bagel cream.
Who's she saying hi to? Oh, she's saying hi to everybody. Bagel, you're so brave. It's her new haircut.
She smells her friends.
Okay. That's okay. She gets scared.
It's just it's not real. Bagel, come here.
Bagel, come back. You were very brave.
Okay, they're
and
gonna
we're
make their
impressed.
rounds, so
Yeah.
we'll just hope for the best.
So the song Porcelain. Okay, let's go back to the year is 1997. And I'm battling alcoholism. I'm battling drug addiction. My mother has just been admitted to hospice care with all sorts of cancers. I'm going broke. I've lost my record deal. So it was a relatively dark time. And so I was working on music that I never thought was going to be released. The music that ended up being the album Play. And I was making it in my bedroom. It was very lo-fi. And Porcelain was one of the songs I was working on. And this was the time of like Limp Bizkit and the Backstreet Boys and big, like Britney Spears, big, huge pop records. And here I am, like this guy without a record deal making music in his bedroom. And I just assumed no one's ever going to hear this. And I finished the album Play, and I left the song Porcelain off of the album because it didn't really have a chorus. I didn't do a very good job mixing it. And then Eric, my manager, said, oh, you know, there were two songs I was going to leave off the record. Why Does My Heart Feel So Bad and Porcelain.
Whoa.
And Eric and my other manager at the time, Barry and Marcy, they were like, you know what, we think these are actually nice songs. Why not put them on the record? And lo and behold, they were right and I was wrong. Should we play it?
Yeah, you guys should play it. I'm gonna get up and let you guys play
Really?
it.
You don't
Yeah.
just sit there.
No, because I'm just gonna be like,
Am I in tune? Let me see. Kind of, sure.
should I get
Lindsay,
up?
do you want to? What do you think? Well, if we ask, they're going to want you to sit there so that you can be uncomfortable.
No, I'm gonna get.
Okay.
It'll be better, I promise.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good, I think.
Is everyone having a pleasant time so far? Okay, good. This is my idea of touring. To do one show in a theater that doesn't have a name and not sell tickets. So, okay. 'Cause in my dreams I'm jealous all the time. Then I wake, I'm going out of my mind. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to lie. So this is goodbye. This is goodbye. Tell the truth, you never wanted me. Tell the truth, you never wanted me. Tell me. Dreams, I'm dying all the time. When I wake, I'm going out of my mind. I'm going out of my mind. I'm going out of my mind. Thanks. By the way, this is Maya, but I just realized I didn't ask you how you want to be introduced.
Yeah, Maya's fine.
Just Maya?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
That's Maya on cello.
Hey, Maya. That was a really good song. Okay, so next, because this is just a weird show where we're going to be all over the place, we're going to play a clip for you that is an interview that I advised Moby not to do, and he did it anyway, and this is how that turned out.
And see if you can recognize the interviewer. The interviewer is relatively well known.
Hello, good day. My name is Carl. I'd like to welcome you here to the Vegan Tear Collector Show on Parlor.com. Okay, I'd like to take this moment to give a shout out to our sponsor, StraightFrog.com, making water filters that do take the gay out of the water. It's all American made, American sourced. Give them the code VEGANTEARS to pay an extra 5%. This is notable vegan Moby.
Thanks for having me on your show.
I
really do appreciate this chance to sort of like figuratively reach across the aisle, as it were.
I got one question for you, Moby the vegan. Is vegan code word for homosexual socialist?
A part of me wants to give a sort of involved answer, looking at gender politics, but Carl, all I can say is no.
All right. I guess that's all I needed to prove that vegans are homosexual socialists.
Carl, there has never been an instance of someone becoming or changing their sexual orientation based on the food that they eat.
Okay, well, I just want to say for my fans out there, I do really, really all the way have a penis. Let's go back to the question. Will the vegetable make me gay if it's a carrot, which is kind of dick-shaped?
No, carrots will not make you gay.
What if it's an eggplant?
Eggplants will not make you gay.
What about a Brussels sprout?
I mean, Carl, we can keep doing this, but there are no foods that will make you gay.
Moby the vegan, something I'd like to say to you right now is bacon, though. You know?
So here's my question. Why do you think bacon tastes good? Why do you like bacon?
I like it because it is delicious.
What makes it delicious? Like, for example, when you eat a hamburger, what makes that delicious?
You know, like it just tastes good.
When you have a hot dog, it's in a bun made out of vegetables, mustard made out of seeds, relish, ketchup, these are all made out of vegetables. So your favorite meat foods, what makes them delicious for you is mainly the vegan ingredients. So here's my challenge to you. If you really have such an aversion to vegan ingredients, for the next month, eat no vegan ingredients.
Hell yeah.
That means no pepper, no bread, no tomato sauce, no pickles, no onions. You can't eat bacon because bacon has vegan ingredients in it. You can't eat hot dogs. It has vegan ingredients in it.
I'll find something because I'm a resourceful American who knows how to find just plain meats. So here's something that I've been thinking about animals that we eat is that if I don't eat them, they're just going to take over. You know? They're just going to take over the whole world. We're just going to have streets filled with cows. There'll be pigs inside the schools, man. Chickens in the schools, man. The kids, man.
So you're afraid that, like, the kids in schools will be attacked by chickens?
And pigs.
So it's going to be like Planet of the Apes?
You said it.
Very dark.
Well, that was weird. Okay.
By the way, in case you're wondering, so Karl Marx, first of all, it being a fantastic pun, get it, like Karl Marx, was in fact, if you didn't figure this out, that's Lindsay.
They say I'm a chameleon, and I guess it's true.
So can you do Karl Marx's voice?
I can't.
Well,
You're probably better. No, I don't want to do it.
okay.
Okay.
So what happened was we started this weird production company called Little Walnut, and we started it during the pandemic when options for production were very limited. And so Lindsay and Jonathan, who's back in the booth, and Mike Formansky and I were like, well, we've got cameras, we've got this production company, let's go see what we can make. So throughout the night, we will show you some things that we tried making that were just like the product of being in the pandemic with cameras and like, well, we got cameras and Lindsay looks good in a fake beard, so.
And feels good, which I think is the most important thing. Yeah, it's all Karl Marx, and later we'll introduce his brother Kurt, which, get ready for that one. Okay, so now sometimes we do this on the podcast, but I thought it'd be fun to do right now is where Moby and I share our new favorite fact that we recently learned.
I only have one.
I only have one.
Okay, so it'll be quick.
Yeah.
Unlike that last bit.
Yeah, no. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Either way.
I'll go first. So something I recently learned that really shocked me was, okay, Alfred Hitchcock had one terrible fear/phobia. Do you know what it was?
Squirrels.
No. Eggs. He was terrified of eggs. He had ovophobia.
Wow.
Fully afraid of eggs. He thought everything about that. He didn't like that they were round. He didn't like that the way the shells were shaped. He didn't like what was inside of an egg. It like deeply upset him. Had like a severe phobia of eggs.
It's interesting because his head was sort of looked like an egg.
Don't tell him that.
I mean, he has been dead for probably about 40 or 50 years.
If he comes to haunt you, don't tell him that.
So the fact that I have is, the classic image of like the World War I fighter pilot, they always are wearing like a dashing scarf, right? And just looks great. Like the World War I fighter pilot who's out there being a fighter pilot, and they're wearing their scarf. Do you know why they wore a scarf?
No, because their necks were cold?
To keep their necks from chafing, because when they were flying, they had to constantly be looking all around them for other planes. So it's like this constant thing, like when they're flying, they're never looking straight ahead, they're looking up, down, all around. And if they didn't wear a silk scarf, and as a vegan, I'm not advocating silk, but if they didn't wear some sort of very gentle scarf, their necks got incredibly chafed because their coats were made out of wool.
Wow.
So you think it's just like this dashing fashion accessory, and it actually was very practical. It kept their necks from getting chafed from constantly looking around for attackers.
I love the practicality.
Yeah.
It's a good fact. Were you looking up your fighter pilot information like you do sometimes?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember where I found that one.
That's okay. Okay, so next I want to talk about another song, which was the theme song for a Korean game show called The Genius.
Was it?
Which is where they test social skills and they gamify social skills.
This was really?
But also it was the theme song for The Bourne Identity.
Eric, Dave, did you guys know this? That this is the theme song for a Korean game show where they test social skills? Okay.
It's real. I learned it on the internet.
Yeah, Eric, come on. She saw it on the internet, and the internet has never once been wrong about anything. It's sort of ironic that it's a show about social skills because I have none.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
But when you wrote this song, I assume you had no idea the places it would go.
Oh, no. This was a weird one because, so the album Play came out, we talked about, and we've lost one audience member.
He's just the first.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can find his way back.
And it's a big place. I'm sure he'll find lots of things to entertain himself with. So the album Play came out, and it became this bizarre, baffling, huge hit. And so then we started making the next record, which became 18. And the big single from 18 was going to be this song, Extreme Ways. And we spent, oh God, I'm going to admit it, but it's horrifying how much money we spent on the video.
How much?
$950,000.
Oh.
We rented.
That's crazy.
There's an Air Force base in the Mojave Desert. We rented an Air Force base to make the video. So stupid, and the video's so generic. And guess what? After spending all that time and money making the video, how many times did it get played? As many times as Tucker Carlson has been fired from Fox News. Once.
You mean on like MTV?
Yeah. Got played once on MTV after spending all that money. And this was, and the record was getting bad reviews, and the song came out and it did nothing. So basically, the song was a failure, and the video was a failure, the song was a failure, and then somehow it got used in that first Bourne movie, and it became sort of well known from that. And then it got used in the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and so lo and behold, this weird failure of a song became quite well known. And I guess the other sort of potentially interesting thing is when I wrote it, I was really out of control in terms of like drinking and doing drugs, and the song was very much self-involvedly prophetic about what was going on. Even though at the time I didn't want to look at how degenerate and dysfunctional and self-destructive I was. Are you
Beautiful.
going to...
It's poetic.
You're being facetious.
No.
Okay, I can never
It's a
tell.
cool story.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, the Asperger's. I don't actually know social cues. I need my little cheat sheet that shows facial expressions. Like she's sad.
Happy.
Yeah.
Do you want to play it?
Sure.
Do you want to play it? Cool. I'm going to go away now.
Okay. Bagel. Lucy. Extreme ways are back again, extreme places I didn't know. I broke everything new again, everything that I'd owned. I threw it out the windows, came along. Extreme ways I know will part the colors of my sea, all perfect coloring. Extreme sounds that held me out late at night. Extreme places I had gone, never seen any light. Dirty basements, dirty noise, dirty places coming through. Extreme worlds alone, did you ever like it then? Oh, I would stand in line for this. There's always room in life for this. Oh, babe, oh, babe. Then it fell apart, it fell apart. Oh, babe, oh, babe. Then it fell apart, it fell apart. Extreme sounds that told me, they held me out late at night. Well, I didn't have much to say, I didn't give up the light. I closed my eyes, I closed myself, I closed my world. I'll never open up to anything that could get me at all. I had to close down everything, I had to close down my mind. Too many things could cut me, too much could make me blind. I've seen so much in so many places, so many heartaches, so many faces, so many dirty things couldn't believe. Oh, I would stand in line for this. There's always room in life for this. Oh, babe, oh, babe. Then it fell apart, it fell apart. Oh, babe, oh, babe. Then it fell apart, it fell apart. What you say my name was, I'll say it then. What you say my name was, I'll say it then. Well, I know I can't, oh, I know I can't. Well, I know I can't find love, babe. Oh, babe, then it fell apart, it fell apart. Oh, babe, then it fell apart, it fell apart. Oh, babe, then it fell apart, it fell apart. Oh, babe, like it always does, always does. Is this your, oh, I got a water. Okay, what should we do now?
Oh, I was about to take a jerky break. I don't know if I'll actually do that right now, though.
Where's
It seems
Bagel?
like a weird time to eat beef. It's
Fake
so,
jerky.
It's fake jerky. Our
Well,
friend
it's
Brett came in from
It's real jerky, just made from vegan
from
ingredients.
Nye Animal. Our friend Brett brought a ton of these from Texas, and you can take 2 when you leave, or 3.
Super delicious.
They're out by the table, but they're very, very good. And I want some now, but I won't. I'll have some self-restraint. So, I don't know. I think now it might be a good time for a segment where we make each other compliment someone who's very bad or hard to compliment.
Okay.
So mine, I usually just say a person when we do this, but I'm changing it to a group of people today.
Okay, great. So pay a compliment to a group of people who are hard to compliment.
Yes. I would like for you to compliment the Proud Boys. They're having some legal troubles right now.
So you want, I thought I was going to pick someone for me to compliment.
No, I picked someone for you to compliment.
Oh,
That's
boy.
what makes it hard.
Okay, the Proud Boys?
Yeah, the Proud Boys.
Okay. So here's my compliment. In case you don't know who the Proud Boys are, the Proud Boys are out of control, insane, racist. They were largely involved in the violence behind January 6th, and today a bunch of them were arrested for seditious conspiracy. Or not, they've been arrested. They were convicted of seditious conspiracy. That's a big felony. Bagel took a chair. Look, you got your own little chair. Yeah.
It's a nice chair for Bagel.
I don't know where your son's gonna sit.
Either, I think he smells our mini schnauzer. on his
Okay.
hat.
Oh.
So to compliment the Proud Boys, I'd like to compliment them for being so publicly terrible. Because there are a lot of people who are terrible, but they're smart enough to not be terrible constantly and publicly.
Yeah.
Like in their case, they were terrible and violent and racist and homophobic and misogynistic in public. And so better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So I'd like to congratulate them for not being clever enough to figure out how to conceal the fact that they're awful.
They're also very good at communicating
Oh, I mean,
to each other.
I just love there's this recurring thing of so it's the person I'm going to ask you to compliment
Yeah.
is Tucker Carlson.
I
Because
mean,
just as an aside, look, so Tucker Carlson and the Proud Boys, what they have in common is texting things that no one, come on, keep it, inside voice. Write it down on a piece of paper that you can burn, all these people sending.
or just call.
Yeah, call or just be maybe I shouldn't text my boss or my friends this incredibly racist thing that's going to come back and lead to me getting fired or thrown in jail.
Well, in fairness to him, he did very well off of being kind of a terrible, racist-y, misogynist person. But to compliment him, I guess I would have to say he had a great sense of showmanship. He put on a show.
Did
People
he?
liked it.
There's actually an animal rights compliment for Carl.
What is it?
Really?
He interviewed Gene Bauer. and-
Gene Bauer, who owns Farm Sanctuary,
Started Farm
runs
Sanctuary,
it,
yeah.
started it.
And he gave Gene Bauer the stage, and he summarized what Gene was saying, and Gene in classic fashion was outstanding. And he said, well, no one would agree with hurting animals, so absolutely, we don't want this. These conditions aren't acceptable. So go ahead. It was maybe 5 years, maybe.
That's an
4 years
amazing.
ago.
I didn't know that.
Okay, that's really cool.
It's a
Apparently,
great video to see.
yeah. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll watch Tucker Carlson interviewing Gene Bauer. But maybe was it a long time ago?
I want to say 4 years.
Because Jerry Springer, who also recently died, before he went crazy, my dad is my brother type of stuff, he did kind of sweet things. My sister was on Jerry Springer in the first season, and it was because he did a reuniting high school sweethearts. He was doing adorable stuff in his first season, and then he realized oh, this isn't really working.
He was actually mayor of Cincinnati or something.
Jerry Springer?
Yes,
Yeah,
super
Jerry
smart
Springer was
guy.
mayor of
Yeah.
Cincinnati. So I guess it's your compliment to Tucker Carlson that he had Gene Bauer on his show and
Yes,
said
no,
nice things.
that's my
Okay.
compliment to him.
I mean, it doesn't make up for everything else he did, which is horrifying, but sure, that's one thing that's worthy of we can compliment him for. Do you know what's also weird? He and Hunter Biden were good friends. Hunter Biden, who's a dear friend of mine, helped Tucker's son get into school. And Tucker wrote him this really nice note, like, "You're such a mensch, thank you so much." So clearly it's all showmanship. All these right-wing
It's an
lunatics,
act.
like it's just an act because it generates numbers and it makes them rich. And meanwhile, the rubes who support them don't know that they're being lied to.
That was really good. Speaking of people trying to get rich, we have a little bit more of Carl Marcus for you. So just sit back, relax, and let
So
that wash over
the
you.
good thing about this show is it changes every 5 minutes. So if something's tedious, in 5 minutes, that tedious thing will end, probably be replaced by something else that's tedious. So we're going to play...
Yeah, we're gonna play the some commercials that Carl Marcus did for some products. Maybe we're gonna do that.
Are there times when you feel a little bit beta and you want to feel a little bit more like an alpha? Hi, my name is Carl Marcus. I'm here today to talk to you about my pill called Alpha Pill, a proprietary blend of beer and pine cones that will help you to defeat a naked man in the woods. Do not, and I mean do not, take Alpha Pill before you have sex with your partner because you will kill your sex partner. They're $79 for 30 capsules. Buy my pills on straightfrogs.com. That is meant to make you feel more like an alpha. Hi, my name's Carl. You might know me from my show Vegan Tears with your host, me, Carl Marcus. Air contains water, and water makes you gay. I don't believe in masks to protect from COVID, as it is a hoax, but I do believe in masks in an effort to protect you from the gay in the air. So you can find my masks on straightfrog.com to protect you from the air gay.
Limited time only. Offer and coverage not available everywhere. Excludes taxes, surcharges, add-on and premium content. Subject to new line 4 activation fee and credit. See website for eligible plans. Savings till March 31st, 2018. After pay full amount. Restrictions apply.
You know, I just think it's fantastic that we have such a great sponsor.
Okay. Sorry, where are we? What are we doing? Okay, so next I wanted to talk about a little something. You made one of my favorite music videos ever, and it was in 2002, and it had so many people and so many places that are like LA famous. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so the video for We're All Made of Stars.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to talk about that? Because it was at the time very strange and very interesting.
Yeah, like how did you pick those people? How did that happen?
So the director, Joseph Kahn, he had made the original video for Southside. And I came to him and I was like, hey, we've got this new song. Do you want to make a video for it? And he had this idea. I guess he was walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and this would have been in 2001. I mean, Hollywood Boulevard is still scummy. But boy, oh boy, back in 2001, if anyone remembers, it was just like you would get syphilis just walking on the street, basically. And true fact. And he was looking at the stars, and the song's called We're All Made of Stars, and he was like, oh, so many people have been damaged by or during their time in Los Angeles. And he wanted to make a video that was this glamorous, super stylized video about people who've been damaged by LA. And so Kato Kaelin, Tommy Lee, Dave Navarro, and then some weird ones like Sean Bean.
Vern Troyer?
Vern Troyer was in it. Gary, oh, that was one of the weirdest moments the whole time in the video, I'm just wearing a regulation NASA spacesuit.
Like the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing, and it's also super hot outside, so like, it's very uncomfortable. Like, these are spacesuits that are designed for space. And I'm wearing it in Los Angeles when it was 95 degrees outside. And so I'm like sweating and itchy and it's terrible. But I had to wear my spacesuit because it looked good. And the last shot we did was in a weird diner with Todd Bridges and Gary Coleman from Different Strokes, both of whom I believe are now dead. But like, I kept trying to like engage them in conversation, like, hey, thank you guys for doing this. It was a money gig for them. And like, I was like, 'cause I grew up watching Different Strokes, you know, like, and I was just trying to make them feel respected and feel welcome. They didn't want to, they were there to like be in the video, get their paycheck, and then leave. But here's a funny little story, at least I think it's a funny story, self-involvedly. So Corey Feldman is in the video, and he and I exchanged numbers. And sort of stayed in touch a little bit. Corey Feldman was a huge teen idol in the 80s. I believe he was in Goonies, I'm not sure, I could be mistaken. And so every now and then, like every couple of years, just like a little like a text to check in. Hey, how's it going? So, do you remember oh no, my old rotten brain can't remember. The Supreme Court nominee, not Gorsuch, was it not Neil Gorsuch? Brett Kavanaugh. So when Brett Kavanaugh went before the Senate, who was the woman who accused him of sexual harassment?
Oh God, I can't.
I want to say
remember her
Christine
name
Blasey
now.
Ford, but is that right?
That sounds right to me.
Okay, so during the hearings, if you remember, at one point it looked like his nomination was in jeopardy. And so I texted my old dear friend Cory Booker and said, wow, it doesn't look good for Brett Kavanaugh. Like, it really seems like her testimony is getting through. And turns out I was texting to Corey Feldman. And he texted
respond?
back and he was like, okay, what? And I was like, you're sitting right there. I can see you on C-SPAN. Like, you're like, and I was texting to a different Corey.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like imagining he sends back some like fully detailed response to the whole situation.
Well,
but no, that's
so
okay.
Cory Booker, just as an aside, because I've known Cory since before he became mayor of Newark. He's such a saint. The moment he was elected to the Senate, because he's the only vegan senator, he texted me and he said, "What can we do to help animals?" First thing he did. Like, as far as his commitment to veganism and animal rights, like, it is so solid. And he's such a kind, decent person. Yeah.
We love Cory Booker here.
Yeah.
So also when the video came out, weren't you like on tour with David Bowie?
Oh, so, yeah, okay. So here, wow, this story just gets so much more convoluted and elaborate. So the tour started, and I did this in 2001. I did a tour called Area 1 with Outkast and New Order and a whole bunch of different people. And then in 2002, I did Area 2 with David Bowie and Busta Rhymes and Blue Man Group and a bunch of DJs. So I was on tour with David Bowie. And the weirdest thing, as some of you might know, is that I was the headliner. The reason being, David Bowie got paid more, and clearly he was the real headliner, but he wanted to go on before me. I think we've talked about this even on the podcast. He wanted to go on before me so he could leave earlier and beat traffic. But yeah, so this was the summer of 2002, and playing this song every night, and it's very much inspired by growing up listening to David Bowie and quantum mechanics.
Do you want to play it?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, David. Growing in numbers, growing in speed. I can't fight the future, can't fight what I see. 'Cause people, they come together, people, they fall apart. No one can stop us now, 'cause we are all made of stars. Efforts of lovers left in my mind. I sing in the reaches, we'll see what we find. 'Cause people, they come together, people, they fall apart. apart. No one can stop us now, 'cause we are all made of stars. Slowly rebuilding, I feel it in me, growing in numbers, growing in peace. 'Cause people, they come together, and people, they fall apart. No one can stop us now, 'cause we are all made of stars. Yeah, people, they come together, people, they fall apart. No one can stop us now, 'cause we are all made of stars. 'Cause we are all made of stars. We are all made of stars. 'Cause we are all made of stars. 'Cause we are all made of stars. Lindsay, question.
What's that?
How are we doing for time? Are we? Because boy, oh boy, I just feel like I'm rambling on like an old crazy person.
No, we're doing okay, actually, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what's a fun thing to do? I think. Stop me if it isn't. We did it once before on the podcast where you do take a song and do a version of it in a very different genre. Hi, baby. Hi.
Yeah, no, we've definitely done that before. Do you have something in mind?
Oh, I was just thinking, like that song really lends itself to. Maya, do you want to try? Sort of, we'll do it in a little like slightly jazz bossa nova style.
Okay.
So,
We actually, tomorrow we have an episode of the podcast where we do a jazz bossa nova.
Is that tomorrow? I thought we already did that.
It's gonna come tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But let's do it. Let's do it. I'll sit back for this one.
Maya, we're trying to channel like Rio, man. Like just relax, bro. Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Just feel it, like we're on the beach.
Yeah, your beach cello.
Yeah, you brought your beach cello. Yeah, you got your beach cello, and it's. Sorry, I didn't mean to criticize earlier. It's just like it's a chance to like just kick back and play the beach cello. Wow, I'm such an idiot. Hi, Bagel. We're all made of stars. We are all made of stars. We're all made of stars. We are all made of stars. Now I feel bad. I mean, like,
I'm impressed.
Given the long tradition of like cisgendered white men being critical, like Maya, I'm so sorry that I stopped and seemed critical. I apologize. That was wrong of me, but I was just
In
trying.
fairness, you got some really beautiful beach cello out of Maya, so
And now
You
we
can
now
take that
all
with you
have
now.
the visual of someone having a beach cello. Like you've got your beautiful like orchestral classical cello, and then you've got the one that's kind of like got a foam dome at the top with a couple of Zimas in it.
Love a Zima right about now.
Visit.
So we have a listener question. One of our listeners sent us a message to our email. That's mobypod@moby.com. They sent it to us. And it's from Steve Schaefer. And he asked us why we started a podcast. And it didn't feel malicious. There's a chance it was, but it felt kind. So I thought we'd answer it, why we started a podcast. He wasn't like, why would you do this?
Well, I mean, it's a very valid question because I believe at last count there are approximately 18 billion podcasts on the planet. It reminds me of an old Simpsons joke when Homer Simpson discovers a friend of his who's running a counterfeit jeans ring. And the guy who's running the counterfeit jeans ring says something like, I looked at an overcrowded market and I said, me too.
And here we are.
Yeah. But the reason is Lindsay and I have been friends for quite a while, and we love talking to each other. We love getting a chance, like our friend Jen is up there. We got a chance to sit down and talk to Jen. We talked to Dan Buettner a couple weeks ago. It's a chance to have really meaningful conversations with each other and to be completely ridiculous, but also to have like conversations with people we've never met or have super in-depth conversations with friends of ours.
We noticed that when you're at a party or a dinner or something, you don't really get to be like, tell me everything about you from birth to now.
Yeah.
And the podcast, we kind of actually get to do that. And like, what drives you and what are you most passionate about, which isn't always the easiest thing to ask at a dinner party.
And also to sit back and listen, like to have conversations where like when the other person's speaking, you listen, which is not my strong suit because I'm such a loudmouth narcissist. But to sit back and actually let people speak and have like meaningful, in-depth conversations. And so it's wonderful. Like I love that we've started this weird podcast. And also, I mean, the main goal is to address interesting issues. Like there are a lot of podcasts out there that are just lighthearted for the sake of lighthearted. That's great.
Which is great.
A lot of podcasts that just focus on celebrity stuff. That's also fine. But like, why not if you have an opportunity to have in-depth, meaningful conversations, why not have in-depth, meaningful conversations? Especially in our case, if we can always kind of try and bring it back to like animal rights, because that's the underlying driver, at least for me and for both. I'm going to lump you in this as well.
Sure,
it's like,
yeah, no, lump
like
me.
trying to like constantly like in whatever way we can bring things back to all of the horrible consequences of using animals for food and fashion.
See, you just did it again. Did it again. But also, we get to talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, which brings me to my next question. So, Moby. No, you can keep doing that. So, something I've noticed about you and your career, as I'm sure many of the people here can attest, is that you don't stick to a single genre. You have done many different genre types in your career, and most of it has gone pretty well. But I think a lot of people stick to a genre. They have their reasons. I'm not going to name names. But you don't. You're kind of fearless in that way. Why?
Well, it's interesting because it's definitely caused a lot of confusion over the years. In the early 90s when I was making techno records, I then made my first album, Everything Is Wrong, which has ballads on it and some classical compositions and some very quiet songs and some punk rock songs. And I remember some of the people I worked with were completely almost bummed out by it because they saw an opportunity to make a techno record at a time when techno records were selling really well. And the easiest way to lose an audience is to confuse an audience. And I'm kind of amazed that I've ever had an audience because I've certainly confused people a lot. And I wish I had a more in-depth, well-thought-out answer, but it's the love of all these different types of music. Like, I just don't know anyone in the world who really only loves one type of music. So in turn, why would a musician only play one type of music? Like, that just seems so weirdly arbitrarily restricted and limiting. It makes career-wise a lot easier. You know, like if you're a heavy metal band and you only play heavy metal, it certainly makes it a lot easier to go on tour and not confuse your fans.
But didn't it worry you? Weren't you afraid of confusing people?
No, and I don't think that's courage or fearlessness. I guess fearlessness and courage are sort of ideally the same thing, but I don't think it's that. I think it's just a weird thing that was instilled in me as a child is like adherence to principle, you know? And I mean, look at most of my heroes are people who adhered to principle, even if it ended up costing them popularity, even if it ended up being really, you know, complicating their careers. But like, why compromise principles in the interest of commerce? If you can avoid it. I mean, some people can't avoid it, that's fine, but like, principles are so much more interesting and so much more meaningful. I just don't understand why people are so quick to throw their principles under the bus. Like, I've done it. I've thrown some principles under the bus, but not the things that are truly important to the core of me. I don't know if that relates to genre at all, or I just am like a self-involved rambling on about self-aggrandizing commitment to principles.
No, I feel inspired. I do. No, but actually, I kind of do.
She's being facetious.
No, I actually am. I love that
Okay.
about you. I think it's a rare thing.
It's also, I mean, growing up in the punk rock world, punk rock's all about principles. And, you know, the weird question, maybe some people know, the architect Mies van der Rohe. Anyone? Okay, one person, 1.5. So Mies van der Rohe is one of the sort of the giants, one of the godfathers of modern architecture. And I believe he had this wonderful quote / idea, which is sort of looking at the difference between form and function. If you've ever heard the expression form versus function. And we live in a culture where people are primarily obsessed with the form of things. An example would be punk rock. You know, people who are obsessed with the form of punk rock, which is white guys screaming and playing guitars, wearing torn t-shirts. That's fine, but the function of punk rock was skepticism and questioning and integrity. And I just think the function of expression is a lot more interesting usually than the form of expression. Okay, I'll stop
Words
now.
to live by.
Yeah.
No, but actually, so speaking of this, do you want to play a song called "Slipping Away"?
Sure.
Okay.
So this is a song that weirdly was a giant hit in France. I've had a lot of weird giant hits in France. Very strange. I don't speak French. I don't know what happened. I guess I spent a lot of time there. And eventually they were like, well, he's spending a lot of time here. Might as well give him a hit record.
The French have good taste.
Yeah. And this song it was never a hit anywhere else. No one else would know it, but it's one of my favorite, self-involvedly, one of my favorite songs I've ever written. Okay.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to go away.
It's a very sad song. All that we needed was right. The threshold is breaking tonight. Open to everything, happy and sad. Seeing the good when it's all going bad. Seeing the sun when I can't really see. Hoping the sun will at least look at me. I focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people, they're slipping away. Hold on to this while it's slipping away. All that we needed tonight are people who love us and light. I know how it feels to need. Oh, when we leave here, you'll see. Open to everything, happy and sad. Seeing the good when it's all going bad. Seeing the sun when I can't really see. Hoping the sun will at least look at me. I focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people, they're slipping away. So alone, so alone. Open to everything, happy and sad. Seeing the good when it's all going bad. Seeing the sun when I can't really see. Hoping the sun will at least look at me. I focus on everything better today. All that I needed I never could say. Hold on to people, they're slipping away. 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 Hold on to this while it's slipping away.
Okay, so all of these songs from tonight are going to be on Resound NYC, which comes out on May 12th.
Is May 4th, which is your Star Wars
Star Wars
time,
Day.
yeah.
But, I bring that up because I just wanted to talk for a minute about Deutsche Grammophon.
Sure.
And you made this with them. So Deutsche Grammophon is like, I think, the oldest label.
Oldest record label in the world.
And they do a ton of classical stuff. If you saw Tar, they're talking about Deutsche Grammophon up in Tar. But they're like the oldest, most venerated label in the world. And you made this album. You've made now 2 albums
That's
with
correct.
them. So what was that? Was that fun?
It's wonderful, but completely baffling. Hi, Bagel. Come up and say hi. Yeah. You'll notice, if you're listening, you wouldn't know this, but if you're watching, we made little cushions for Bagel and Lucy. And Bagel has a little bed, and sometimes Lucy and Bagel get competitive. So you'll notice Lucy has smushed herself into Bagel's bed simply to prevent Bagel from sleeping in her bed. Like, it's just
It's
a
comfort
dick
and
move.
spite.
Yeah. Lucy, I love you very much, but you're definitely like cock-blocking Bagel from her bed. I don't know what the bed version of that would be. Bagel, that might fall down. I know. Here, let's set you up with a little cushion here.
Okay.
Love a good cushion. Yeah.
There she goes.
You like your cushion? So Deutsche Grammophon.
Yes.
So let's go way back with a little bit of context. The year is 1985. Way back. Ronald Reagan was president, sadly, in his second term. And I was living in an abandoned factory in a crack neighborhood. I had no running water and no heat. And I was DJing in a dive bar, getting $20 a night. And I was also working in a record store. And one of my jobs at the time was putting away records. And I remember when like a Deutsche Grammophon record would come in, I would take it out of the box, and I felt almost like that scene in Spinal Tap where like Nigel Tufnell says, "Don't even look at the guitar." Like the Deutsche Grammophon records were so fancy. I was like, I live in an abandoned factory. I shouldn't even be touching this record. But I would touch it and I'd put it away and be like, what is this fancy European classical music label with the big yellow logo? And then lo and behold, years later, I got asked to make an orchestral record with Deutsche Grammophon. And I immediately thought of like living in an abandoned factory, not bathing. To be fair, I still don't bathe, but often. I bathe today.
Big day.
Big day.
It's a wash
Big
day.
Yeah, it's a washing day. So, very long-winded way of saying I can't believe that I'm able to make records with Deutsche Grammophon and make these idiosyncratic orchestral records that involve a lot of classical instruments. Bagel, what do you want?
She's just looking.
No, she's obsessed with something under the door. So yes, it's remarkable, and I get to work with all these fascinating singers like Gregory Porter and Amethyst Kia. On the last record, I have a duet between Mark Lanigan and Chris Christopherson, which is just one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. And I can say that because I'm not either one of them. I wasn't singing. But boy, oh boy, I challenge you to listen to The Lonely Night with Mark Lanigan and Chris Christopherson and not cry.
Yeah, it's I love that song.
I even played it for a friend of mine who I don't think has ever cried, and she cried the first time she heard it.
Wow.
I think Bagel. Do you want to make a joke? And I'm gonna go see what Bagel wants.
Well, why don't you? Well,
I get it. Why don't we play a song?
you play a song, and I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
Okay.
What song should we play?
Oh, will you please play Run On?
Oh, okay.
And then we can talk about it afterwards.
Okay. You don't play in this one, do you?
No.
Okay. What do you want to do? You want to hang out?
I'm gonna hang out.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a little shaker I might,
Oh, cool.
if I feel like it.
Okay. So the version that's on Resound NYC, Liz, do you mind if I tell the story?
Oh, I love the story.
Okay, so you're going to go feed Bagel. I think maybe she'll. Okay. So Danielle Ponder is this wonderful singer who I heard a couple years ago. I think Dave, who's sitting back there, I don't know if Dave, you first introduced me to her, but she's got this amazing voice. And I desperately wanted to do a song with her. And so we agreed to do Run On. And I recorded the orchestra, and I recorded the brass section, and the percussion, and the drums, and the bass, and everything. I had this huge production and arrangement. And then the week before we were supposed to record, she sent me a recording that she made of her dad. Her dad is 89 years old and very ill. And when she told him she was going to do Run On, he said, "Oh, I remember that song. He used to sing it when he was a little boy down south." And so he's in his hospital bed, and she held her iPhone up to him, and he sang Run On. And it was so powerful, I threw away everything I had done, and I rewrote the song around his 89-year-old hospital room iPhone vocals. So the version on Resound NYC is very austere, based around, she's doing a duet with her dad, but his vocals, if you listen to them, they're chilling and remarkable and recorded into an iPhone in a hospital room. My version has nothing that makes it even nearly that special, but still a really fun song to play. Shaker might sound good. You want to give it a whirl? Okay. So, what's that? 2 and 4. Sure. Lord God Almighty, let me tell the news. My head got wet in a midnight dew. Great God, I've been down on my bended knees, talking to the man from Galilee. Michael spoke and it sounds so sweet. Thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. They put one hand upon my head. Great God Almighty, let me tell you what he said. Tell that lonesome liar, tell that midnight rider, tell a gambling, rambling backslider, tell him God Almighty gonna cut you down. You might run on for a long time, run on, ducking and dodging, run on children for a long time, let me tell you, God Almighty gonna cut you down. You might throw your rock, hide your head, work in the dark with your fellow man. Sure as God made you rich and poor, you gonna reap just what you sow. You better run on for a long time, run on, ducking and dodging, run on, children, for a long time. Let me tell you, God Almighty gonna cut you down now. Cut 'em down now. Some people go to church just to signify, try to make a date with your neighbor's wife. Brother, let me tell you, just as sure as you're born, you better leave that woman alone. Go tell that lonesome liar, tell that midnight rider, tell a gambling, rambling backslider, tell him God Almighty gonna cut him down. You might run on for a long time, run on, ducking and dodging, run on, children, for a long time. Let me tell you, God Almighty gonna cut you down. Run on for a long time, run on, ducking and dodging, run on, children, for a long time. Let me tell you, God Almighty gonna cut you down now. That was some pretty good shaker playing. By the way, I bathed earlier, but you can't tell. It's a good thing no one's sitting
Moby,
there. I stink. Why do I stink? Nerves.
You smell great from here. This is a good proximity.
It's just anxiety. Oh, Bagel, am I mentally ill? Yes, I am.
And if you were questioning Moby's mental health, boy, have I got something for you. I would like to introduce you to Carl Marcus's brother. His name's Kurt. And
We're gonna watch another video. Great, they love the videos.
wait, is it not good? Are we not liking the videos? Should I not send them?
Okay, good.
Because I'm just following my own rules here and not really gauging the reaction. Do you want to play that?
The tickets are free. What are they gonna do? Complain? Let's introduce the world. We've met Carl Marcus. Now let's meet Carl's brother Kurt. Did y'all, just to be clear, Bagel, why are you so crazy? Okay, Bagel, we're gonna play a video.
She had 6 treats. Okay, so we're gonna let that happen, and maybe we play this video for you guys.
My name is Kurt Marcus. I am the brother of Carl Marcus, who hosts the incredibly popular television and internet show Vegan Tears. It's available on Parler and other internet platforms that are not controlled by the Illuminati or Bill Gates or Tom Hanks or Joe Biden or Barack Obama or Michelle Obama or any of the other people who are trying to control our thoughts and our minds and our wills. My name is Kurt Marcus. I'm here to talk to you about science in a segment that we call Kurt Science Corner. Oh, I want to talk to you about pandemics. As you know, we have been suffering through a Chinese-made pandemic, which is not a real thing. Anyone can tell you that. You might think that there is a pandemic. There is no pandemic. It is manufactured, as we all know, as everyone knows, so that Bill Gates can inject you and infect you with microchips so they can control your thoughts and control your mind and control everything about you. That is the pandemic. That is the true virus, is the microchips. And the question is, people ask me, they say, Kurt, what can you do to protect yourself from this pandemic? The way you stay healthy is you eat an all-American diet. You eat bacon, you eat eggs, you eat any sort of pork product that your little heart desires. And the other thing you can do, you can take vitamins. And when I say vitamins, I do not need your California-style hippie vitamins made by Jane Fonda. I'm talking about American vitamins. Do you know what American vitamins are? Steel. There is no more important mineral than steel. Without steel, America would not run. So you can buy these capsules of steel directly from me, so you get your recommended macho American recommended daily allowance of steel. It's just simple. It's a capsule filled with steel. And you can buy them from me or from Carl Marcus. So that's Kurt's Science Corner.
No, that's it. Did you remember that you did that?
Nope, I did not remember that. And Mike Formansky, where's Mike? Hi, Mike. So Mike, all of the remarkable graphics and everything, that's Mike Formansky.
Mike Formansky is a genius pal.
And there are some subtle things you might have missed, like in Vitamin Steel. Did you notice the flavor? Gun flavored.
That's good. That's a Mike Formansky joke right there. So speaking of Mike and stuff we do at Little Walnut, one of the things that we just released is a music video for a song called Southside that's going to be on Resound NYC. And I don't know. I don't want to
Lindsay,
be...
well, so to be fair, it's a three-way directorship of it. So Lindsay, Mike, and I directed it.
I directed it mostly from a Hobby Lobby where I got all of the materials for a little mini house, and then we put mini people in there, and then we recorded it, and we made a music video out of it. And one of my favorite moments was when I was sitting in there making my little wallpaper for my house, and Moby brought me an empty bottle of Dr. Bronner's soap and a roll of duct tape and said, "Hey, can you make this a rocket ship?"
And lo and behold, you did.
Yeah, I was honestly very impressed. My Girl Scouting really came in handy that day.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Southside video, it's very special. The original Southside video budget, $750,000. Our Southside video budget...
I think about $42 I spent at that Hobby Lobby. It was a great time. If you haven't been to a Hobby Lobby in a while.
And there's fantastic
it's a
stop
treat.
motion. It goes to outer space.
There's a dinosaur car chase.
Yeah, what
So-
more do you want in the music video, especially for the oldest classical music record label on the planet?
I know. I can't believe we sent that to Deutsche Grammophon, and they were like, "This is fine." You can literally see the strings on the rocket ship on the green screen. It's special.
Right,
So
Katie?
enjoy that. I
Oh,
don't know.
should
Should
we
we
play
say
that?
more about you can? Yeah, you can. Let's play that. Let's play Southside.
Okay. And cello-wise, I don't remember what we did, but just knock yourself out, whatever you want to do.
Beach cello.
Beach cello, yeah.
More beach.
By the way, I just got to ask, because I'm insecure, is everyone having a nice time? Okay. That was a leading question. What I should have said is, how are you guys doing? Then you'd be like, oh, not great. Okay. Oh, by the way, little funny fact about this song. It's the only thing I really have in common with Jimi Hendrix is we both had one and only one top 10 single. For him, it was Purple Haze. For me, it's Southside. Obviously, his song was a lot better. But it's also a funny song because it's like, people are like, man, that's such a happy song. I was like, actually, it's written about a post-apocalyptic future where life has no meaning. But I guess that makes for happy beach cello music. Ready? Okay. Here we are in the pouring home. I watch a light man fall a comb. I watch a line move across the screen. I watch a light come over me. Here we are now going to the east side. I pick up my friends and we start to ride. Ride all night, yeah, we ride all day. Looking out for the sunny day. Here we are in the pouring home. Watch a lineman fall a cone. I watch a line move across the screen. I watch a light come over me. Here we are now, going to the west side. I pick up my friends and we start to ride. Ride all night, yeah, we ride all day. Looking out for the sunny day when there's love and darkness at my side. Oh, hey, long and long. So Maya, I don't quite remember what we decided to do for this next part. Are you playing a solo?
Do you want to?
You can play. I mean, it'd be a little weird for me to play a solo on acoustic guitar, right? I
Do a
mean,
little thing.
or I could just be. It could be like a situationist solo designed to make people uncomfortable,
Okay.
like something like. Or we can go. Let's go sort of like 12-tone dissonant.
Okay.
Okay, ready? So
Yeah.
here's our like 12-tone. Imagine you're watching like cable access in Eastern Europe in 1974. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready, go. She wrote this. Okay, maybe back to the chorus.
Yeah.
With the chorus representing American imperialism after we just had our little sojourn in the world of rejecting bourgeois mores and values. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we are now going to the north side. I pick up my friends and we start to ride. Ride all night, yeah, we ride all day. Looking out for the sunny day. Here we are now going to the south side. I pick up my friends and we hope we won't die. Ride all night, ride through heaven and hell. Come back, love, and feel so well.
Are we loving my choice to get up and leave every time you guys play? It feels right when I'm doing it, but I don't know if it actually. Okay, so we have some decisions to make here because we're very close to being done. So really, all I have is one more clip to play, where
Oh, Cow Doctor.
yeah, which was Moby was like, I want to play clips, but the only one I really care about is this one.
Boy, do I love this one. Yeah. And
So-
does it have my bell solo in it?
Your what?
My choreography?
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
So then then one more, and then we're out. Does that feel good to you, or is there anything else you'd like to touch on?
Well, I thought. Well, let's see. Let's play Cow Doctor and see how we feel after that. Because Cow Doctor, boy, this is special.
It's Moby's favorite.
Yeah, I love Cow Doctor.
So yeah, let's play the Cow Doctor.
Okay. Hi, Bagel. Hi, Bagel.
Hello, my name is Denise Nutt, and I'm here to talk to you about something that weighs heavy on my heart every single day. And that is that there are a lot of problems facing us today. Climate change, deforestation, ocean acidification, cancer, type 2 diabetes, type 1, probably type 3, heart disease, antibiotic resistance, water use, drought, and perhaps the most scary of all, pandemics. Which is why I'm here to tell you, I've made it my life's work to find a fix, and there just isn't one. which is why I'm asking for your donations to support a plan that is proactive and market-driven, that will help us find something that will fix all of these problems. It will probably cost billions, trillion. Why is there a cow? Why is there a cow?
Dr. Nutt, I am just a lowly cow, but I've done some research, and I really do think that like humanity giving up meat and dairy is the way to reduce or even eliminate some of these problems.
Right. Okay. We don't need to eliminate the problems. We just need to find solutions, because if we eliminate the problems, then I don't have a job. Get this cow out of here. This cow is going to, I have a mortgage, okay?
Dr. Nutt, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm just trying to say there's an easy solution, that we stop using animals for food, and all of those problems are either reduced or eliminated. Friends?
Getting back to my presentation, which is vital. Your life depends on it. Doctors, like myself, there's a lot of science to do. There's a lot of laboratory.
Could just stop using meat and dairy.
Not a thing, Cal. We need to build more book places. We need to have more numbers.
I think you mean libraries?
We have our own line of vitamins that counteract a lot of the hormones in the meat and in the dairy. It just blocks it.
Alternately, don't use meat and dairy for food, and you don't deal with bovine growth hormones and all the things that are put in meat and dairy. Did you know that the antibiotics and the meat and the bovine growth hormones, they're not actually approved for human consumption?
I'm talking realistic.
But they put them in the meat and dairy.
I'm talking
and then people eat the meat and dairy.
I'm talking real solutions.
But the real solution is stop using animals for food. Dr. Nutt.
I'm getting a little hungry, and I think maybe some steak and milk. Luckily, the doctors are here to find a solution.
Or
you just need your small donation.
I think it doesn't cost anything to stop using animals for food. It's free. In fact, it costs less than using animals for food. Hooray! Solution! I can sing and dance too. Tap, jazz, a little stand up. Dr. Nutt, I'm sorry.
Does it hold up?
Oh, boy, that's good.
By the way, that bell song at the end, we pulled from a guy who wears a bunch of different bells, and he's like playing those bells on his own body. It's very impressive. I'll send it to you. Okay, so do you want to play our big finale song?
What time is it?
It's time.
Why won't
Do you want to know? It's
actually...
8:30. It's 8:34.
Okay. Yeah. While we're here, any questions? I mean, like, we've never done this in front of an audience before. Any comments that are not malicious? Or I guess we can edit it out. Yes, ma'am.
Where do you usually do your podcast? Is it at home or in another studio?
Yeah. So I live by Griffith Park. Okay. Lindsay lives a couple of blocks away. And sometimes we do the podcast outside on my deck. But as Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, will tell you, there are a lot of leaf blowers out in the world. And and they're very noisy. So when we tried to record outside, it's so noisy, and it makes, like, suddenly, like, you start understanding, like, it gets bad. And so we decided, not surprisingly, take it into a real recording studio, which luckily I have. So we do it in that what a long-winded answer. We do it at my house in my recording studio. Yeah.
Awesome.
Any other comments, thoughts? Yes, sir?
What do you think of the results of the Ed Sheeran trial that was resolved today?
Oh, the results of the Ed Sheeran trial. Do you know what's interesting? I actually got two pieces, and I don't mean to in any way be glib or dismiss the question. I got two pieces of Ed Sheeran news today. One, I hate to admit this, I've never heard an Ed Sheeran song.
You're really missing out.
Except for the one, didn't he sing one on Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I think
weird.
briefly he sang a little.
And
ditty.
that movie, the Danny Boyle movie, I saw him there. But there were two articles, one about him spending $30,000 a month on a rental in Brooklyn, and the other about him having a court case. And I'm so shallow, confronted with these two articles, I read the one about his apartment in Brooklyn. Looks very pretty. Must for $30,000 a month, it's got to be pretty nice. So I don't know anything about the court case except that he has a weird haircut.
I think he said if he lost, he would stop making music, but he won, so we get more Ed Sheeran songs.
Okay.
Yay!
I apologize for having never actually heard an Ed Sheeran song. Yeah, but I'm old. I don't know things. Yeah. Okay. One more question. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Me?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you have any like tips or advice for anyone in the audience, just based on your own experience having such a long career, and it sounds like you've been through lots of ups and downs, and you're very intelligent, so you have a lot to manage. Just any like inspiration tips for art, but also just for staying clear and strong through the journey of life. Had to ask.
Wow. What a wonderful question. And I guess because by dint of the fact that I'm old, I guess I'm qualified sort of to answer that question. Like advice on for creatives, and it's one thing that Lindsay and I really love talking to people about. Like our friend Lisa Edelstein was on the show, and we wanted to talk to her about her creative process because she's been, acting and painting and writing theater pieces for a very long time. And it's that question, like, what sustains people? Because, it doesn't matter, like, apart from very few people, there are going to be low moments. Those moments when people hate you or dislike you or dismiss you. The moments when you're financially struggling. And like on one hand, I can only say what's worked for me because I can't be so presumptuous as to say that I have a prescription for everyone. Like obviously everyone has different socioeconomic circumstances, everyone has all sorts of different circumstances. For me, and I don't want to be glib, but it comes down to two things. It's like I absolutely love what I do and I don't know how to do anything else. And I think, like, the stupidest thing you can do is to not have a fallback plan, but the best thing you can do is to not have a fallback plan. Because so many people will be like, oh, I'm going to try to make it as a writer, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back to selling commercial real estate or something like that, which is so smart, but it means that when things don't work out, you're going to go back to selling commercial real estate. Whereas, like, for me, the myriad times when things didn't work out, I had no fallback plan, so I was like, well, things aren't working out. I guess I just have to keep going. And I don't advise it, but in hindsight, it worked. Like not knowing how to do anything else can be a bonus if it works out for you. And also being comfortable living in an abandoned factory. Like once you've lived in an abandoned factory in a crack neighborhood and you don't have heat or running water or a bathroom and you're making $2,000 a year and you're peeing into like bottles that you find in the garbage, like you're kind of okay with almost anything, So.
Where was that location?
It was in Stamford, Connecticut.
No, your factory.
Yeah, Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, Stamford is the factory has now been renovated and turned into lofts. It's south of the train station. But when I lived there, it was, to put it in perspective, I lived there for a few years. The factory had a population of about 40 people who were squatting there. 3 of them died while I lived there. They were all murdered. So it was a very unsafe place, and I loved it so much. It was so because it was vast, like just hundreds of thousands of empty square feet. My friend Lee used to ride his motorcycle up and down the floors of the factory. Like you could do anything. It was just, it was wonderful.
You could do anything. You can kill somebody and pee in a bottle.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people.
It sounds very free.
Yeah, I found it, not surprisingly, Lindsay, you're going to be surprised to hear this. I didn't really have much of a dating life when I lived in the abandoned factory.
Shocking.
For the life of me, I can't figure out why no one wanted to date a man who never bathed and made $2,000 a year and lived in an abandoned factory in a crack neighborhood. Like, what a catch I was back then.
Really missed opportunity for the ladies, the factory ladies.
So before we go, so one thing, I mean, understand, this podcast, we're sort of talking about Resound NYC and other things, but I do sometimes feel guilty that, like, I'm on the receiving end of too much of our focus and attention.
Well, you're about to have an album come out on May 12th. So that's very exciting. And so that's the next live podcast. I'll tell you all of my, tales from the Texas backwater times where we made dinner out of sticks. But not today.
Okay, so we're gonna go out on we're gonna try and go out on a big finale. Right?
Yeah, we're going to have a big finale, but everyone is going to sing along, which I think is going to be really fun.
Yeah, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, not me. Wrong. You. Okay, no, honestly, you have a choice. We don't want to be tyrants. I do, ultimately, but I pretend I don't. Did I just say that out loud?
You did.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I feel like I missed my opportunity to be like a cult leader or a tyrant.
There's still time.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
It's true. It's true.
So this is a song that I did with Wayne Coyne a while ago, and there's a version on Resound NYC. Ricky Wilson from Kaiser Chiefs, we do a duet on Southside, and also this song, Perfect Life. And the version on Resound NYC is just this big, crazy celebratory horn solos. Yeah. So I'd like to try and channel that energy, and that involves doing a sing-along. This might not work, but we're going to give it a try. Okay?
You can also clap.
Yeah.
And sing at the same time if you want to do that.
And so the chorus goes a little bit like this. Oh, try it with me. Oh, we close our eyes. The perfect life, something like that, is all we need. So I just want to be clear. You can choose to not sing along, but that's kind of be like publicly admitting that you've given up on joy. So, yeah, if you want to publicly confess to the world, because this is being recorded, that you don't have a capacity for joy, then that's fine. Sad, but fine. Okay. Ready, Bagel?
Yeah.
Hi, Bagel. You're being so great. Yeah, Lucy's been asleep in Bagel's bed. Okay, thank you guys for coming to our first ever live Moby Pod.
Yeah. And don't forget when you leave to grab a bunch of vegan jerkies from our friend Brett at All Y'all's, because it's really delicious and you'll be happy about it.
Yep.
Can I
Yeah, Casey.
Can I say thank you for doing this? We've missed you.
Oh.
Like 4 years. We really, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Casey.
Moby hasn't played live in a very, very long time.
This is very special.
Well, thanks. But this is fun. One of my goals in life is to never go on tour again. But like playing songs for an audience of people who just walked in off the street and didn't pay anything is so much more fun, especially like you guys are here, Bagel and Lucy are here. We got free water.
We got like 8 free waters.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Sick.
We ordered Cafe Gratitude.
Yeah.
Like that's the way touring should be. Okay, so remember the chorus that you're going to sing?
Yes.
Great. Okay. And Lindsay, you have to sing too.
Well, I'm going to sing.
Okay.
I have joy.
Yeah, you have a great voice.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, ready? And if you have something that makes noise, a shaker, whatever, just like whatever you want to do. Yeah, yeah. I'm just going to keep stopping the song. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we close our eyes. The perfect life is all we need. I'll sing the verse now, okay? You open up when You had me in your hand, slipping far away with the world at your command. You sing me to sleep and then you hit me awake in a perfect life, perfect life. I only wanna be here when you're by my side. Oh, I believe now, I love you till I die. You will sing me to sleep and you will hit me awake in a perfect life. Perfect life, everybody now. Oh, we close our eyes. The perfect life is all we need. Second verse. Well, little Mike, he steps everywhere. He's got knives in his pockets and bullets in his hair. He has nothing to live for, nothing left to say. He's locking all the doors to keep the older wolves at bay. Spoons and foil are all he needs. A bed and some china, a lighter and some speed. It will sing you to sleep and it will hit you awake in a perfect life. Perfect life, everybody now. Oh, we close our eyes. The perfect life is all we need. Now let's do it really quiet. Real quiet. Oh, sounds great. We close our eyes. The perfect bagel is all we need. Okay, even quieter. Oh, close our eyes. The perfect life. Don't get scared, bagel. It's gonna get loud. With all we need. Everybody, oh, we close our eyes. The perfect life is all we need. One more time. Close our eyes. The perfect life is all we need. Okay. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Maya. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody.